Mike, what is your take on this, and why are you saying the Bitcoin bubble, by speculative Bitcoin buy-ins, now point to a disastrous Bitcoin crash? Mike Adams of NaturalNews.com.
Hi, Alex. Thanks for having me on. And I'm glad you pointed out that we both are supporters of a decentralized peer-to-peer cryptocurrency in theory. The idea is wonderful. We need competition for the central banks. So I'm not anti-Bitcoin, and I want to be very, very clear about that. In fact, we promoted it. I mean, our store even accepts Bitcoins. You know, we want people in Bitcoins overall, but what's happening now is it has converted, it's become too popular too quickly. It has become a mania.
By the way, you know I privately predicted that to you.
You did. Yes, you did. You're exactly right on.
But I smell something here.
Well, it could be that it's just people jumping on board. I mean, we're seeing this, you know, we have an office in Asia, and we've been getting inside reports that in China now, this is the new casino. Buy Bitcoins, ride it, you know, buy it low and sell it high. This is a speculative bubble in the making. It doesn't mean it's going to crash tomorrow. It may still go much, much higher. It could reach 500, it could reach 1,000, even $10,000 a Bitcoin. But eventually, it's going to crash hard. And I bet my reputation on that, Alex. I am 100% sure we're going to see a massive Bitcoin crash at some point with an ultra-accelerated velocity of the crash. It will be the fastest crash of any currency in the history of human civilization. And there are mathematical reasons for that I've tried to lay out in the story that I just published. I think it's up on InfoWars. But it will be a high-velocity crash. The reason is because people are buying Bitcoins who don't know what Bitcoins are and who have no use for them. These are speculators. They're buying Bitcoins in the same way that people bought tulip bulbs in the tulip bulb mania of, I think, 1637. It's going to be the same thing. It's just a new vehicle, and it's going to crash Bitcoins eventually, at which point they will become a good value to buy once the crash has happened, Alex.
Go over some more of the mathematics for people.
All right. Well, everybody who's holding Bitcoins right now believes that their Bitcoins are worth $200, $210 because that's the latest market price for the Bitcoins. So there has been literally hundreds of millions of dollars in valuation that has been artificially created by the ramp up in Bitcoin prices. So everyone who holds Bitcoins thinks all their Bitcoins are worth that, and in a grand total, it's well over $1 billion. In truth, though, once a sell-off begins, the greed that is currently pushing the market upwards will transition into fear. The price support will falter. The fear will start a sell-off. The sell-off will start to devalue the holdings that current people have in Bitcoins. Once they see their money dropping down, they're going to start selling.
That's right. Slow growth is always the healthiest. When something goes straight up like an Atlas rocket, it's going to go straight down, and you already see them putting money laundering rules onto it, just preparing to try to then outlaw any competing digital currency, because the globalists are actually going to go themselves on record to a global SDR backed up by carbon taxes, wellhead taxes, and money transfer Tobin taxes. So they will try to strangle this in the crib. They may even be pumping money into it so that they can then dump it later. I mean, if they didn't, look, I think like the enemy. If I was the enemy, I'd do that.
Exactly. The central banks will be very smart right now to be buying Bitcoins, pushing it up, making it very, very popular, getting as many people on board as possible, and then when the timing is right, do a mass sell-off of Bitcoins, flood the marketplace with massive supply of Bitcoins, causing a crash, causing Bitcoins to be discredited so that no one ever trusts a decentralized, non-government run currency again. That's the brilliant, evil tactic of the central bankers, who we know are deeply engaged in psychological warfare and market manipulations. So I think they are involved right now.